Section 508 is a set of standards that the federal government uses to try to improve the accessibility of any websites that the federal government uses, as well as any documents that they publish on these websites to the public. And universities sometimes are required and others are encouraged to use these Section 508 standards in the development of online courseware to improve accessibility for all students. And as it turns out, Angel Learning actually has a 508 feature, which I would like to demonstrate to you and show you how a student would set up their profile to overcome any limitations they have. So when you go to your home page within Angel, you'll see a 508 icon in the lower left corner. If you click that, it will produce a list of profiles. And in this case, I have no profile, so I'm going to create a new one. And I will put a name in for this profile, Eaton Test 508 profile, and you can see that I've done this several other times before by my drop down, so I could select something like that and submit that, and then I can put a description in here, and then click the next button. Then I have an opportunity to select what features that I'd like to specify within the profile. So I want to specify color and text preferences to improve readability. There are certain colors that I need to avoid. I also want to specify features of the screen reader that I intend to use. And also, if I had a previously established personal style sheet, I could upload that into the system, and I don't, so I will not check that and go to the next step. So the first thing we'll do is we'll enhance the screen readability, and here's an example of what the screen currently looks like. I can select a different font that I want to use, as well as, let's say, font size, and then I can select a color combination such as black on cream or green on black to provide contrast to help improve my ability to read the text. And then I can also fine-tune that by specifying some other kind of color combination if I wish to. I'll go to the next step. Here there are certain colors that I may need to avoid. In this case, I need to avoid red and green. So I'll say yes there, and Angel will attempt to make sure that those colors are not used in combination. And then I can select how I want the reader to behave. I'll use a low pitch, high volume voice, and then I finish. And my profile is now listed. If I click profile, I get an immediate preview of what that profile looks like. And then I can activate the profile or just save it for later. In this case, I'll activate the profile and return to my website. Now here is my home page in Angel. And you can see it's no longer laid out like the home page that you're probably used to viewing whenever you're in Angel. But the tabs and the menu items are still there. So I'll select courses. Here's my list of courses. I'll select a particular course, and I am now in that course. And here again, like the home page, the layout is completely different using the profile that I've specified, but the tabs are all there. So if I go into lessons, for example, I can go to a specific content folder, which is laid out for me nicely, and I can read information that's been provided by my instructor, and I can select different types of content items. For example, here's a Dropbox where I have to submit an assignment, and it's all laid out for me in the way that I can best see it. Now, it's a nice feature to have, but there are still universities that are under lawsuits by groups of organizations that are protecting the accessibility of certain types of limitations that students have. And Angel is in at least one lawsuit has been cited as part of the problem. And the reason is because in order for this feature to work, all of this content that's been laid out here has to follow HTML standards and other standards. And if your faculty and instructional designers do not understand these standards, then it's very easy to author content that is not 508 compliant. And as an example, I'll go back into the Lessons tab. I'm going to select a presentation that I previously uploaded in one of my courses. the audio may kick in a bit, and I'll shut that down, but let me go ahead and bring that up, and I'll kill the audio in the presentation. This is Adobe Presenter, and so the content that comes up, you can see up here at the top, you still have the profile overriding the content and creating it in such a way that it's accessible to me. But the actual content item, in this case Adobe Presenter, but it could be a PDF file, it could be a PowerPoint presentation, it could be a PDF file, regardless. If it's uploaded without any consideration to accessibility, then that becomes a problem. Now in this particular case, this particular presentation does achieve some 508 recommendations. For example, it provides an alternative way of reading text if the student is not able to hear, but a screen reader may not be able to read this text for them, and certainly the images that have been placed into this presentation provide no alternative way of understanding what those images are if the student is sight impaired. So this is an example of content that we're currently using and we're uploading into our courses that is not 508 compliant, which means that essentially students may create 508 profiles in Angel, but will still have some limitations. And so we need to better understand the standards that are out there and how to use universal design for learning techniques to improve accessibility to our courses. So with that demonstration, I'm going to go back into the accessibility menu and deactivate that profile, return back to the website, and now my website is back to normal.